I make a motion.
Do I have a second? Do I have a second?
We just, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is public comments, except for comments on public hearings and work applications. I see none. Moving to item 5, new business, we have a construction application for construction of an addition to an accessory building at 423 East Chapin Street.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. So I have an image here of the house, the property that is in question. This was taken a couple years ago before the new retaining wall was put in, so you're missing that. But the applicant has filed a construction activity application requesting for an addition to the existing accessory dwelling accessory building, not a dwelling building. Let me pull up the applicant's images here for you to see. So that is the existing building, and he has the proposed addition here on that sheet for you to see. The coloring does match the existing building and that of the house. During the zoning review, the calculations for the percentage of the total accessory building and percentage of yard space is considered. This 80 square foot addition brings the total accessory square footage to 400 square feet, which is well under his allowed 858. This is a corner lot, rear yard, so the coverage is determined by the required front yard setback, which is 18 feet in R3. So the allowed 25% of the rear yard would be 594 feet, and he meets that as well. So he meets those zoning requirements. The addition does meet, the standards. I apologize, my sticky note fell off. But on the subsequent pages, the new construction of a garage or permanent accessory structure, this isn't a full addition or a full accessory structure. He already has that. It's an addition, but he does meet the design requirements, that it does meet the size and scale for the property as noted in the guidelines. And it is behind the line of sight from the residence, which is also included in the design guidelines that you guys have set forth for accessory buildings. Included in the report, you guys will see the historic preservation survey is included in there. The survey classifies his property of 423 East Chapin as non-contributing. The state Michigan Historic Survey gives a construction date of 1920, but gives very little other information about the property in general. So it is non-contributing. Do you guys have any questions about the application? Yes, Mark.
So we're looking at that, is this like one wall, like flush, where the addition would it be just, or does it come out a little bit?
Actually goes in a little bit.
Oh, okay, so you,
So yes, it's set in
in a little bit,
from
okay.
that view. It doesn't show it very well there because I'm not very good at Photoshop, but
Okay, so it actually sets in like a foot.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And is the door on the, at least on some of the photos, it shows like a door and a window. Is it not, is it gonna be more of
The
a?
construction drawings, these were off the internet, so I just needed that for the wall construction part of it.
Okay,
So this will have just that one door
just the
that you see
double
there.
door.
two doors, kinda like,
Yeah, right.
okay,
About 4 or 5 feet wide.
okay. Well, I mean, I can say, anybody else have any questions?
Just saying, this may have been for your wall, but your doors are on the high end of which is the high end on this is hitting the wall, so it's just flipped to the side.
Well, right, I think the drawings
Essentially.
show it, the door on the high wall, the
That's
highest
fine, if
wall.
that's what
This
you're-
is on the, like the end wall.
Is this gonna be the same material as the rest of the structure? The wood vertical
Yeah,
siding? Okay.
T111.
I can say I walk my dogs up this alley.
Yeah.
It was like this alley.
Popular alley.
It's like I take my life every time I'm walking on the alley. No, we like, anyway, but it would be, that would actually would be really hard to even see. You know, honestly, because especially if it's set back a foot, you know, just so you know, so I don't, you know, I mean, I think it's fine because you don't really see it except if you're at one angle on that sidewalk. And it looks, you know,
It's reasonable,
fine.
yeah.
Any other comments?
No.
Well, I agree, it's non-contributing property and this is a non-contributing structure, so looks fine to me.
But it looks like a tasteful plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a shed for the
Just a shed.
Your lawnmower.
We would love
You don't have a
to
riding
this.
lawnmower.
So
right?
would we.
Okay, okay,
No. That's just a one-car garage, so
yeah.
between a car and the walls, there's not much room left for brakes and shovels.
Do I have a motion to approve the construction application for construction of the addition to the accessory building at 423 East Chapin Street?
I'll make a motion that we accept it and as we discussed.
Second?
I should make one comment.
Sure.
When I originally did this, I said the size was gonna be 8 by 10.
Mhm.
I think that's really, it's gonna be too deep, so I looking at it now is 8 by 8. So this view wouldn't change.
Right.
This wouldn't go quite
As
as
deep.
deep.
Okay.
Okay, we'll make those updates on the building permit application then.
Do I have a second?
I can second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. It is approved.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Mr. Martin, you are set to go,
Somebody
unless you
from
wanted to stay.
building permits will get a hold of me?
Yes, so I will get everything submitted in the morning to the building inspector, and you should hear back from us by the end of the week.
Great, thank you. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you
good
very
evening.
much. Have a great
And I'll
evening.
do the
Thank you.
certificate of appropriateness too.
Next item on the agenda, old business, there is none. Next item, number 7, commissioner comments. Does anybody have any comments?
The brick streets are terrible. So what is the plan for the brick streets?
Yes.
So we discussed the brick streets the last time we were here, and the last update was that it was going to be going into the CIP discussions. We did have just a very quick update from our engineer putting together some quotes. It was supposed to be in the CIP.
What does CIP stand for, please?
That is the capital improvement projects.
Okay.
So that is the 6-year plan that the city has for projects that we will be doing, some for each year, and then each year we adjust that, move things around as they got completed. It did not get included in that. I'm not really sure how, so that is something that we're following up with because it was supposed to be in there. The good news is because we were putting it in the CIP, we have actually are working right now to get certified as a walkability city, which is a classification. Teresa can help me here because I'm not in part of getting this certification right now. She knows more about it. But in order to qualify for federal TAP grants, transportation grants, we can score higher if we get certified as a walkable community. So right now, our department and our engineer is working through that program to become certified, and we have selected the cobblestone streets as one of the projects that we want to
That'd be great.
use to get into that. So with that, we're gonna have to get the streets into the CIP. So there will be some time, I don't know the exact timeline of when that will happen, but we're gonna bring it up and make sure it gets included so that we can use it as potential TAP grants to
So,
fund it.
how about a timeline on some feedback that we're follow through on, like, you know, like as in we're gonna get it in there, but when is that being approached? To talk to them about, how did this happen? How did it not get in there?
Or what's the procedurally what happens next?
What's
So,
ABC?
I will pause, I guess, and introduce Teresa. She's our new community development director. She just started last week. So I already brought it to her attention last week that this is something that we need to get with Marcus on and figure out. I don't know how it didn't get in, but let's address it in the appropriate steps and make sure what is the steps between Owen, the finance director, and Marcus. How do we now get this amended and get it back before city council to get it into it? So I don't know what the exact steps are, but Teresa's gonna help me figure out with Marcus and Owen, other department heads, how we get this updated and included, because it is part of our walkability, so it has to be included in the plan.
Would you
So-
mind like doing email updates,
Yeah.
for, just because I don't.
I know I did the one, but yes, we
I
can
mean,
do more.
In regard to the CIP,
Yes.
the amending it, what the progress is, because I don't know when the next time is we'll meet,
Right.
so.
That's true. If we don't have an application, we don't meet. Yeah.
So it could be 6 months and we won't
Mhm.
have any
Right.
idea what's going on, so that's the only reason.
So just a heads up, so the Walkability Institute, they're gonna be coming out and taking a view of the city and actually walk the city and learn about some of the
Mhm.
interests, some of the problems, you know, all of that, and they're gonna be spending the day, and that's in September, that they're gonna be coming out, I believe, September 10th, wasn't it, or something, or? Yeah, it's sometime in September that I believe they're gonna be coming out and doing that.
Hmm.
So I just know that's a next step of that.
I'm curious
they
what
will
the
be coming to
criterion
walk
are
those.
for that. What
Pardon?
The criterion for the walkability, is that something we can look at, online, just so we know
I
what-
can see what Danielle, she's been the one that's been doing this process. I'll have to get with her and see what she has and what she can share with you. But yeah, more than willing to share whatever we have so far. Because what they had to do is put in, you know, this is kind of our wish list. These are some things that we're hearing from everybody that wants to be done. So she would have that information. Like I said, I just started, I've only been here 1 week. So I'm just getting my feet wet with all of that, so.
Another curiosity, so this walkability thing, obviously it pertains to the downtown area. How far out does it go?
I don't know what they've picked.
I'm not sure. I know we could only pick 3 projects to put in it, 3 major infrastructure projects that we want to use. And so we did make sure this was one of the 3 that,
What are the other
Are on
two
the
out of
list.
curiosity?
I don't know what they
don't
are.
know
Like I
either.
said, Hani, our engineer, and Danielle have been our point
Okay.
people
Yeah.
on the project. And I know she's told me what the 3 were, but I just cannot remember
It's kind of exciting,
at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really
it's
is.
beneficial.
Mm-hmm. As you know, TAP grants are, federal grants are a hard process. There's a lot of work. So we're trying to do whatever we can to be as competitive as other communities that might be, you know, larger or different from us. So
Okay, interesting.
And I worked on the
Making sure
one,
that-
so I'll kind of just introduce myself. So I'm Teresa Waldo. I'm the new Community Development Director. I've come from Manistee. I've been the Community Development Director, Planning and Zoning for the City of Manistee for the past 20 months. When I started there, for 7 years, it had been with the county. They brought it back in-house, and then we hired a building official. And it was just the building official, myself, and we had a temporary 20 hours a week administrative assistant. So we did a lot. But I was also with Danielle, and we were invited to go to the WAI, the Walkability Institute. And that's where they trained us how to look at our communities, review what's needed in our communities, get the TAP grant, which is a transportation alternative plan, and start moving that forward and help us with those processes. And they really picked up north to, pick that because we haven't had a lot of those. So it was great to be with them and do all of that, but I'm glad that I'm here. Before that, I worked in Muskegon, Laketon Township, 8,000 residents in the township of Laketon. We had Bear Lake, Muskegon Lake, and Lake Michigan, so busy with all of that. So that's kind of just a little bit of my background.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
if you guys wouldn't
That's
mind,
neat.
if you have any more questions about the walkability, we can. But at some point, if you guys don't mind kind of introducing yourself. Also, Carla's our new member, and then kind of sharing with Teresa and Carla, if you don't mind, kind of how you guys are on the board or your connection to the historic district, if you guys don't mind.
Start with me.
Yeah, sure.
I was looking for some type of service opportunity, and this seemed to fit really well. I love history. I love small town history, Michigan history, national history, you know, the whole 9 yards. And I like architecture also. I look at, you know, the reasons going back in time why things were done the way they were and that kind of thing. Also applies to cooking, you know, you look at geography and why spices are grown, certain areas, that kind of thing. So it's just a good fit for me, I think, you know. Is my first service opportunity, and I'm also a candidate. I don't know if I should mention that or not, but I'm a candidate for city council for Ward 4, and so that's kind of a different thing also. And gosh, I think that's about it.
welcome to you too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice. I'm Gwen Dubravik, and I've been on this commission for some years. So I'm into historic architecture and buildings, and feel it's a tremendous vehicle for lifting up a community and holding it together and helping it be appealing and making it a home for people that live there. So the infrastructure is a huge part of that. We can only all be, told and asked so much on our own homes, but and which we're kind of in a way do here with oversight in the historic district, but it's important the whole community what we're promoting and putting forward. So there you go.
Gwen, do you still sit on the Historic Society as well?
No, I don't.
You don't, okay.
So I'm like on a building committee for them, but not
And
a
you own a
board
building
member
in the
position.
district as
I'm sorry?
And you guys own a building in the district?
Mm-hmm.
The Cobb's Mitchell, no,
Mhm.
what's it called?
The Mitchell House.
Mitchell House,
It's
yes.
called the Mitchell House, is what they call it.
It's called the Mitchell House. That's all.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
And I'm Michelle Carter. I've been on this commission, I want to say since 2017, maybe a little earlier, but I think it was 2017. And my husband and I moved here from Southern California in 2016. And while living in California, I was president of Old Town Preservation Association for a lot of years and was on the board for that nonprofit, which was responsible for working with the city in regard to Old Town Orange, which is the largest historic district in California, and I think this one, maybe the second largest in the Western United States. So I love historic homes. Mike and I, my husband, have a historic home in the district. My personal opinion is one of the most important things you can do in a city to enliven it and bring in people for shopping and walking and enjoying is to fix up the historic area, because it's those cute old houses that people love to stroll past and enjoy, and it just seems that was the experience with the historic district that my husband and I were in California. It was previously a blighted area back in the, I want to say the 90s. They started improving it, 80s, before it was blighted. And they got it on the National Register, and as soon as they did that, and they had Mills Act tax incentives to improve properties. And once they did that, the town just went up and up and up, and went from blighted to now the houses there are selling for $2 and $3 million, and they're just tiny little 1,000-square-foot cottages. So there's something that can be done in these historic areas that is a benefit for the entire city. That's my spiel.
Thank you.
And I'm Mark Snyder, and I've been on this committee since the beginning,
We've been
both
here
of us.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah, since Wendy Moore, and so we were, it's
Yeah.
been, is it 15, 17 years? Okay. But anyway, and then I have a home in the historic district, almost 32 years now. And I'm also interested in architectural, just maintaining and making the neighborhoods better, I think is important, so.
Well, great. Thank you very much. And I guess I'll let you know my little bit of history. Over at the City of Manistee, I was in charge of, or the liaison between the city and the HDC. I did that all 20 months. I had never done it before, so I went to the training and I've gone to the conferences, and we only had businesses in the historical district down River Street, right on the Walk riverfront. And so my main thing was always with businesses. And so just seeing the change and the facade grants and all of those things coming through for that. We also have the historical homes, and we have a historical tour that they advocate for, and they've got a parade kind of that they follow and do all of that. But that's not part of it. It was only businesses that we had in that. So yeah, very, very interesting. So I enjoyed it. So I'm just going to kind of tag along every now and then, just so I can keep track of what's going on, see what's happening, and appreciate your time on here. Thank you.
Teresa has a lot of great ideas. I've already been bouncing a lot of things off of her for improvements and changes, so.
Good.
Good.
And since this alley is in the historic district, you know, and I talked with a couple of people, but if you could just get any information when something might be done so that I can tell.
So, will you update me on where you guys were at? Cause did you turn in all the paperwork for the special assessment, or where was that at? At one point,
That
I
I
thought
don't know
Ann was
anything
working
about.
on paperwork for that.
Nobody mentioned
So,
about,
okay,
yeah.
I didn't know where, so it's
I
just
was
finding
only
out when it's
talking
gonna
with,
be approved.
Oh boy, the gentleman.
Owen.
Owen, yeah.
So are you talking about an alley that's just not been maintained, or
It's-
what's been
it's
happening?
It's in really bad shape. It's
shape,
an alley
okay.
that everybody uses. A lot of people, you know, park off of it.
Oh, okay.
In fact, there's one structure that doesn't have any street frontage, so the alley is their,
Oh,
you know, their
right.
frontage. But it has huge ruts, and you can see the old cement, like the really old concrete with the lines in it, probably from the 30s or 40s. When we put in a brick driveway, and that was about 28 years ago, 29 years ago, we had to get an okay from the city to put cement a couple of feet into the alley to, you know, keep the integrity of the bricks in our driveway. So it's been really bad for a long time. And I have some friends who have cars that don't have, you know, just kind of that standard 5-inch
Yeah,
clearance, and they will hit, you know, because there's some that are like this deep now.
Now, do they plow it?
Yes.
They do plow it. Okay, interesting.
And we're also one of the few alleys where people put, like how they used to do it in the olden days, like all their trash, you know, because all the kitchens are on the alley side, so it makes sense the trash goes out in the alley,
And the
then,
hill
Right.
too, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of the front yards don't exactly have driveways either,
Right.
or it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
so anyway, if you could just
your block
find
is-
out something.
Mhm.
You know, I think Owen told me that it was discussed, and I don't know what that really means. That doesn't give me a timeline, so I just want to.
Probably means it didn't make it into the CIP either.
Probably not.
Yeah, so, yeah, but I'd like to have
Probably is on the
something.
list of things that need to be improved but didn't make the 6-year plan,
Yeah.
is what I'm assuming that means, but I'll follow up with him and
Yeah,
find
and
out.
if they do it, the one below us and the one above us are concrete. And that, you know, the big heavy garbage truck, it's massive. So it probably should be a, you know, a decent thickness of concrete. Otherwise, it'll just break up again.
Have the same problems. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, thanks.
See what I can find out.
Next item is public comments. I see no public. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, we're done.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting everybody.
Yes.
Yes,
Caroline.